Hi, welcome back to my channel, Beautiful Minutia. If you're new here, my name is Tiffany, and today I am very excited to bring to you a FEBREGENCY announcement. The hosts of FEBREGENCY have so graciously invited me to join along with them this year in celebrating literature that was published during the Regency era. My co-hosts are Christy Lewis from Dostoevsky in Space, Tristan from Tristan and the Classics, and Stephanie from Miss Richards Reads. Unfortunately, Emma from the Bookish Princess was not able to be a co-host this year, so we'll be missing her this year for sure. But I'm really excited that I can join in. So if you're new to Regency era literature, the most famous probably Regency era author is Jane Austen, but there are lots of other works and lots of other authors that published during this time period that you can look into and read. If you're watching this video, there's a really good chance that you already know when the Regency era took place. But in case you don't, it took place from 1811 to 1820 when George IV was acting as Prince Regent for his father George III, who was acting kind of insane, if I remember correctly. I think that if you're looking at like the official period, it's lengthened from those 9 years, but those are like the official like 9 years of the actual Regency, but it's usually expanded to include like the last third of the Georgian era as well. Anyways, this year for FEBREGENCY, it is a much more pared back, scaled down version than FEBREGENCY in the past, where there were prompts and group reads and all of that kind of stuff. This year, we're not doing any of that. We are just going for a simplified, low-key FEBREGENCY. The only thing that you have to do to participate is just to read one work of literature from the Regency time period. Super simple, super easy. We do have some events that we are going to be doing. So on Saturday, February 15th at 1 p.m. Eastern, we are going to be having reading sprints on my channel. So you're welcome to join us for that. And we'll also be doing a wrap-up live this year on Stephanie's channel on March 1st at 1 p.m. Eastern time. So what we're going to be doing there is, instead of discussing a group read, what we'll be doing instead is popping on and sharing what did we read during FEBREGENCY and what did we think. And we would love to have you join us in the comments and let us know what you were reading and what you thought of it. I'll also have my Discord linked below in the description, and there will be a FEBREGENCY channel on my Discord channel. So that way you can pop on there, let us know what you're planning to read, what you're thinking of those things, and we can be chatting throughout the month about whatever Regency era literature you're diving into. I did want to quickly share with you, I do have plans for FEBREGENCY. So I was very, very excited when I was asked to become a co-host, because I have a nice little stack over here of books that I was already planning to read, and I'm going to tell you what they are. So first of all, I am actually teaching a British literature class this year at my homeschool group, and the book that we are going to be reading in February is Sense and Sensibility, which is perfect for FEBREGENCY because, as I said, Jane Austen is often the most well-known Regency era author. This will be a reread for me. This was actually my favorite Jane Austen when I was in high school, and it ranks much lower the last time I read it than it did when I initially fell in love with it. So I'm really excited to read it. It's been a couple of years since I've read it, so even my lower rated Jane Austens are still like really wonderful and are 4 or 5 stars still. It just isn't like in my top 3. But maybe that'll change. Maybe me rereading it will make me like appreciate and love it even more, and it'll bump back up into a top spot. I'm also planning in February to read Ivanhoe by Sir Walter Scott. I've not yet read any Sir Walter Scott at all. So I'm really excited to delve into this. I know that this has some kind of like Robin Hood elements, especially the time period that it takes place in. And so I'm really interested in it. I have a bunch of other Sir Walter Scott books on my shelf, and I really want to get to them, but I feel like Ivanhoe is like the most famous one that I hear people reference the most, and it's referenced in so many works of literature, so I'm really excited to finally have this under my belt. I also am doing a buddy read with Stephanie and also with Gia from Novel Idea. We'll be reading The Italian by Anne Radcliffe. A lot of people know of Anne Radcliffe because of The Mysteries of Udolpho, which is featured prominently in Jane Austen's Northanger Abbey. Northanger Abbey actually is one of my favorite Austen novels, and I read Mysteries of Udolpho as a result of that a couple of years ago, and it was one of my favorite books of the year. So I have really high expectations for The Italian. I don't know a whole lot about this. I think that there is like an evil monk or something like that kidnaps someone. And that's pretty much all that I know about it. So I'm really excited to read this. I hope it's sensational, but I also really hope that it has the really lovely writing that I loved in The Mysteries of Udolpho, because some of my favorite parts of that story is when they were traveling through France and Italy and the descriptions of the countryside. So I don't know if there's really any traveling in this, but if there is, I hope that there's beautiful writing to accompany it. And the last thing is something that I dip in and out of every single February, and I have this beautiful edition of this book of romantic poetry. It's one of the word cloud editions, so it has like, it's like the faux leather, but it has like the things engraved in it, and it's just absolutely beautiful. So this has like a really wide collection of poetry in it. It's pretty thick. And it includes poetry from William Blake, George Gordon, Lord Byron, Samuel Taylor Coleridge, John Keats, Percy Shelley, and William Wordsworth. So there's a couple of poets in here that I've not read anything by. Actually, just one. I guess I haven't read anything by George Gordon. I have read select things from other people, but I dipped into this quite a bit last year, especially Lord Byron's poetry and Percy Shelley's poetry last year. So I anticipate dipping back into this throughout the month of February. Well, those are our plans for FEBREGENCY and my personal plans for what I will be reading for FEBREGENCY. I'd love to hear from you in the comments down below. Will you be joining us? And if so, what are your plans? What would you like to be working on and reading during the month of February? Thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, please hit like and also subscribe so you can continue to see more bookish content from me, and I will see you again next time.